Hello and welcome back to my channel. This video today is going to be a little bit different. So I actually branched out into the sublimation world and invested in a sublimation printer, and I have been making some sublimated crew necks, and a lot of people are wondering how they hold up in the wash, what I'm sublimating on, and so this video is just kind of going to explain that. I've been sublimating on 50/50 cotton poly blends. As you guys may know, sublimation holds up best if you print on 100% polyester. When you add cotton into the mix, so it's a 50/50 blend, some of the ink washes out. It doesn't adhere to the cotton material as well as the polyester. In my opinion, I like this kind of like vintage faded look. I'm going to show you guys how I sublimate my shirts, like what settings I use, all the steps from getting my sublimation print off the printer to having it on a shirt. At the end, we're going to do a little wash test so that you guys can see what the sublimation print looks like before, like right as it comes off the press, and then what it looks like when it comes out of the wash and dryer. This is the sublimation printer I have. It's the Epson Surecolor F570. I'm just starting out by printing my design. If you're wanting to try out sublimation but you don't want to invest in a printer, I also sell some sublimation transfers over on my website. Next, I'm heading over to the press. Now, I already mentioned this in the beginning of the video, but this shirt is a 50/50 cotton poly blend. I also sprayed it down a little bit with some sublimation spray. I will link this exact spray below. Next, I'm just taking my t-shirt ruler and then using that to line up my sublimation transfer. I honestly feel like this is the hardest part of making a t-shirt. Once I feel like it's perfect and centered, I grab my heat resistant tape, and then I just tape around all of the edges just to make sure this does not move when it goes under the press. Once it's secure, I grab some parchment paper and put it on top of my transfer because the ink sometimes will come out the back, and I really don't want to get the ink on the plate of my press, so this kind of just protects it. And then I'm pressing this transfer at 400 degrees for 40 seconds. I also tightened up my press so it was pressing at a higher pressure. Notice that the pressure can really affect how vibrant your design comes out. Once those 40 seconds are over, you can immediately peel off your design. Now, on this example, I'm pressing this on kind of like an ash gray sweatshirt, but I'll also show you what it looks like on a plain white shirt. So this is the design on the gray sweatshirt. It came out really well. The colors are great and the details look amazing. And then this is what it looks like on the white crew neck. The colors are a little bit more vibrant just because the shirt is white. These were both pressed in exactly the same way with the same settings on the press, so you can kind of just see the difference in the color crew neck and how it affects the design. Now it's time to throw these in the wash and see what happens. Technically, you're supposed to wash these inside out, but I feel like a lot of customers don't really follow the washing instructions, so I just threw them in there. I wanted to get a feel for how these would turn out based on how I think people will probably wash them. I did get a little bit nervous to use hot water for this cycle, especially since I pressed these shirts less than 24 hours before I was washing them. So I just did a normal cycle with cold water, and this was them right after the wash. I was honestly surprised to see how much ink still remained on the shirt. I feel like we may have lost just a tiny bit of detail, but the colors are still vibrant and it still looks super cute. I think I saw the biggest change in the white crew neck. Now let's see what they look like after we throw them in the dryer. I dried them for about 30 minutes, and this is the final result. I think that they are still so cute. You can definitely tell that we lost at least a little bit of ink, but I really do love that vintage look of these crew necks. Also, these crew necks are available on my website and will be included in our Black Friday and Cyber Monday sale. As you can see, after our wash test, it looked like our sublimation print held up pretty decently. We were expecting some fading, and because it was red ink too, I read that red ink is like the first color to kind of wash out of the shirts, which our Santa, his suit was red, and I think it held up pretty well. That it gives a little bit of like a vintage look, but the colors pretty much stayed intact fairly decently. If you guys found this video helpful, like, subscribe. If you have any questions, please drop them below in the comment section and I will try to answer them. And thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.